The President of the United States is still posting insane AI videos as we head into day 3 of this government shutdown. His press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, was asked about this, and her answer just proves that Republicans aren't taking this shutdown seriously at all. Millions of Americans are being squeezed due to the current shutdown. Tens of millions will be hurt on the peripherals if this heads into next week and it stretches into the week beyond, which it seems like it will. And all Donald Trump is stuck doing is posting AI-generated videos that are deceptive, misleading, some of them like derogatory and vile and racist towards Hakeem Jeffries. But overall, Republicans aren't taking this seriously. Before I show you this clip of Karoline Leavitt getting asked about Russ Vought, I want to show you the new video that Donald Trump posted last night. Harry Sisson points out, Trump just posted this incredibly weird AI video of himself and J.D. Vance in a band, and Russ Vought as the Grim Reaper. I'm actually going to mute the video for just 1 second because it's an AI song that will likely get this video struck, but I want to show you what this video is. It says, "This is what the president is doing while the government is shut down. We're so screwed." It's Trump as the Grim Reaper playing music. And as he plays this music, Russ Vought emerges from the shadows. Russ Vought is a director of the United States Office of Management and Budget, and he's the one who spearheaded Project 2025. That's right, Project 2025, which Donald Trump repeatedly said he had nothing to do with. He had never heard of. It's too extreme for him. He doesn't want to enact it. He doesn't want to shrink the government that much. Well, all of that is false. They are now using this government shutdown to accelerate Project 2025, and Trump himself mentioned it. Let me continue to play this video, but you hear an AI song with Trump as the actual Grim Reaper. Why are they making a joke of the Grim Reaper and death when Donald Trump has caused millions of deaths due to the slashing of USAID across the globe? I'm sure the government shutdown, it won't lead to thousands of deaths, but it will slow down the economy to such an extent that Americans will have a lower quality of life, and it could lead to some deaths at the exterior. A government shutdown is always very painful, and Trump is posting videos like this. It's Russ Vought with money in his hands. What the absolute hell is the President of the United States doing? Then Karoline Leavitt gets asked about this exact thing. Someone says, "You said this is an unenviable choice and layoffs are unfortunate, but the president posted a video likening Russ Vought to the Grim Reaper, so which is it? The president wants to see our federal workers suffering, cut off, fired." I mean, I said earlier that it's unlikely people will die en masse, but if people are fired en masse, that has downstream consequences to many families.
You just said this is an unenviable choice, that this is an unfortunate consequence, but the president has described this as an unprecedented opportunity to lay off additional workers. He's posted a video likening Russ Vought to the Grim Reaper. So which is this? Is this an opportunity to fire more workers or an unfortunate consequence?
Look, the president likes to have a little fun every now and then, and I think both things can be true at the same time. The Democrats have given the administration this opportunity, and we don't like laying people off. Nobody takes joy in that around here, and if you think that, then I think that's very sad. You view the White House and our staff as wanting to put people out of work. Nobody wants to do that, but sometimes in government you have to make tough decisions.
Karoline Leavitt says, quote, "Nobody takes joy in laying people off." Yet Donald Trump is posting essentially at the same time. I mean, he said that he made this post a few hours before, obviously, but he's posting at the same time fun meme videos in his eyes of Russ Vought and J.D. Vance singing while they're a band. It looks like they're having a lot of fun in this band of these three. But to return, she then gets asked, Donald Trump's press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, then gets asked by a Fox News host, Peter Doocy, "Hey, Trump said he didn't know anything about Project 2025. Why is he so brazen about it now?"
Peter.
Thank you, Karoline. During the campaign...
Thank you, Peter.
I was raised to say thank you in the White House briefing room. During the campaign, President Trump said that he did not know anything about Project 2025. Now he knows about it. Is that the blueprint for shrinking the government?
Look, the blueprint is what the president and his team and his cabinet secretaries ultimately decide. And the president trust his cabinet secretaries to identify where there is waste, fraud, and abuse.
Okay, so just to answer the question for her, the cabinet secretaries she's pointing to are 70% Project 2025 writers. So if they're just going to lean on the, cabinet secretaries and the executives, these are people who wrote Project 2025.
We pointed out this morning, or Russ Vogt tweeted about this morning, a Chicago rail project that was canceled. We paused $2.1 billion in Chicago infrastructure projects, specifically the Red Line extension and the Red and Purple modernization projects.
I ride the Red Line. I live in Chicago. Things need to be either modernized or upgraded. This is not some DEI thing that she's about to claim.
And it's because the administration is concerned that the Biden administration was handing out taxpayer dollars to pay for this construction based on DEI.
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Let me just point out that Kamala Harris is so incredibly vindicated. She posted on Twitter yesterday, "This was always the plan. Project 2025 was Donald Trump's blueprint to seize unchecked power within the federal government and restrict Americans' freedoms, and he is implementing it right in front of our eyes." He said, "I have a meeting today with Russ Vought," Donald Trump posted on Truth Social, "he of Project 2025 fame, to determine which of the many Democrat agencies, most of which are a political scam, he recommends to be cut." When Karoline Leavitt was asked what constitutes a Democrat agency, she had no answer. She had nothing to say. But this is what Trump is doing. He's trying to shed anybody who dissents within the government, fire them during this government shutdown, accelerate the consolidation of power grabbing, and use that to push his agenda. And if anybody does break the law in favor of him, he can just pardon them like he has before. He can just pardon them like he did with the January 6ers. Last year, CNN ran a fact check of Kamala HQ and claimed they were lying for saying Trump's plan is Project 2025. In 2024, it says fact check. Harris' campaign social media account has repeatedly deceived with misleading edits and captions. Then it says Project 2025 is not Trump's initiative. Well, Trump claimed it wasn't, but now in 2025 he says it is. It is. It absolutely is our initiative. To return back to this, when Karoline Leavitt walked out, she immediately said that they're essentially declaring war on U.S. cities.
President Trump will end the radical left's reign of terror in Portland once and for all. The president has directed Secretary Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other left-wing domestic terrorists.
Okay, so the language she uses is it's a war-ravaged city that actually needs protection. That's the same language that Vladimir Putin used when invading Ukraine. He's just going there to protect their areas that are war-ravaged or protect them from Nazi infiltration. We don't need the military in Portland or Chicago or anywhere. I mean, I can't speak for Portland, but if you look at the crime rates, they're dropping. I can speak for Chicago. The military being here was entirely performative and a waste. I'm going to leave it there. If you appreciate the videos we make on the Adam Mockler channel, drop a like, subscribe. Peace out.